My horses and I have traveled over 3,000 miles, but this journey is not over yet because we still have plenty to go before reaching our goal of crossing through 25 states and traveling 6,000 miles. There's Martin's Cove, death place of hundreds of pioneers. This is the Year of the Mustang. Alright guys, I was doing a little shooting yesterday, so we're getting off here at the beginning of the week on Tuesday. I am in Rolling Hills, Wyoming. We're going to be passing through Glen Rock and going on to Evansville today. We've got 21 miles. It's kind of going to be on the side of the highway again. But yeah, nice weather. Let's see what this week's got.
Alright guys, I'm in Evansville. Caitlin here's escorting me in. Just got to get across the Platte River again and we're in for the night. And you're on a little Mustang.
Yeah,
named Drifter.
looks exactly like Belle.
Yeah, it looks a lot like my Bella. It's pretty cute.
Alright guys, it is Wednesday. I am in Evansville, Wyoming, and we have a long day. We're going to be going 28 miles almost to Cove. We've got to get through the city of Casper, which is a good sized town, and there's not really a way around. We kind of just got to go through, so this should be fun. But yeah, got some better weather today. It did snow last night. Anyhow, big thanks to Mary Kay Warner and Kimberly and their whole family for putting me up last night. They're also driving the gear ahead. Also thanks to Ann for putting me up through the weekend. She also drove the gear down here, so shout out to all of them. Okay, we were going under I-25. Look at that beautiful red rock up there. These are ranch bison, so they're domesticated. Nowadays, a lot of people are running them like cows on ranches. Okay, I'm in a bit of a predicament. There's supposed to be a bridge over the canal right there, and there's no bridge. So, I need to get to the other side. That's where the road is to keep going. JK guys, I'm at the wrong spot. I thought that was the bridge. It's up here a little ways. Yeah, good thing too, because it's this rubber mat canal and there would be no getting down this. So I hope this bridge up here is fine. Otherwise, we'll turn around. Alright guys, it is Thursday and I'm somewhere between Alcova and Bessemer Bend, Wyoming. We got off the highway and we're going to be going on some public ground and some ranch ground here over land. So that'll be fun. Probably camping out tonight and going to try and go 23 miles or so. Just try and get down somewhere with water. But yeah, big thanks to Cass Newman for putting me up last night. So thanks to Keisha. She's going to drive the gear ahead to me when I get in. So that'll be good. Got some muskrats swimming around this pond. Muskrats make holes in the banks. They have little tunnels right into the water. Mostly eat water plants. Well, we're camped out here on the range tonight. Lana and Keisha were nice enough to bring us a bale of hay. All right, guys, it is Friday. We're in for a pretty cool day. I am currently on the Oregon Trail, which is also the Mormon Trail in this portion. And we're gonna be going about 25.7 miles to Devil's Gate Historic Site, which is a museum regarding everything concerning the handcart companies of the Martin Willie handcart companies of members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints back in the late 1840s. So yeah, that's gonna be a cool piece of history to go check out. It's very near and dear to my heart. I've spent my whole life learning about it, and I've been there several times, so it'll be cool to be in a familiar place again. But yeah, big thanks to Lana Patton, also to Keisha for bringing the gear ahead last night. Lana's also driving the gear ahead today, so yeah. We're gonna be here on this trail for a bit, and then it turns into the highway. We'll be on the highway for a good chunk of the day as well. All right, guys, I want to talk a little bit about Denver and Eddie and their progress over the course of this trip, now that we're getting into the last couple of weeks. And, you know, a lot of people see these guys, right, and think, man, those horses just must be the most dead broke horses in the entire world. And while I can say that they are used to a lot, and they are pretty handy in a lot of different aspects, the reality of the matter is that these guys are both, you know, fairly green in some aspects at the same time. And when I say that, I mean they've got a lot of principles as far as riding goes and being in hand that they still need to work on, and that I plan to work on them with. And I just haven't had the time or the space to be able to do that while we're here literally every day trying to reach the next destination for the last almost 14 months now. So are they extremely used to their lives and changing in environments? Yes, that's what I would say they've grown in, and that's something they had to adapt to pretty quickly in the beginning, as well as just doing this distance. So like I talked about a little while back, they're very used to doing, you know, 25 miles a day, and that doesn't really put a dent in them. They're completely in shape to it, and on pretty average terrain, even in some good hill country, they're pretty used to doing long distance. You know, it's nothing for them. So as far as that goes, you know, walking through all sorts of environments and different terrains, that's yeah, then in that case they are broke horses. But yeah, as far as some other aspects, you know, they've still got plenty to learn, and they are still horses. They have their moments, you know, and usually when I'm dealing with those things, I'm not catching them on camera because I'm training my horses, and I'm working on them in those moments, right? So that's why I show less of that here and there, I guess. But yeah, and honestly, yeah, this is what most of our day looks like, is us walking down the road. And a horse doesn't need to be overly skillful, I would say, to be able to do a lot of what we do. Do they need to be in really good shape and in good health? Yeah, but yeah, these guys are absolutely impressive when you consider the things they're used to, you know, trucks and tractors going by them and planes flying over their heads and all sorts of crap. Folks honking at us. It's funny, like we've had people honk, you know, big old truck air horns right next to us, and these guys are pretty used to it. So yeah, they've grown to adapt to all those things, everything the world has to throw at us, but they still have their little horsey moments. That's why they call it horsing around, right?
In August of 1856, a company of 1,100 members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints departed Florence, Nebraska to start a late-season crossing of the plains for Salt Lake City. Due to their poor immigrant circumstances, they left not in wagons, but with hastily made wooden handcarts to carry their few belongings. Driven by faith, they pressed on. However, they would quickly meet an early winter in October across the plains of Wyoming with few provisions and insufficient clothing. And by the time the first reached Devil's Gate, they were already 18 inches under snow. And it was here that they faced blizzard conditions that drove the companies to seek refuge in a cove in the rocks just west of Devil's Gate.
You guys can see out there, There's a group of people doing a reenactment of the handcart companies. So they're walking the trail, pushing a handcart, just like the pioneers. All right, guys, it is Saturday. It is our last day on the trail this week. I'm gonna be going about 20 miles to Split Rock Ranch. I am leaving Martin's Cove, Wyoming, or we're passing through anyways. Big thanks to the Devil's Gate Historic Site and all the missionaries there for putting us up last night, and the horses as well. But yeah, they run everything surrounding Martin's Cove, all the historic sites, do scheduling, maintain the lambs. So really, guys, come check this place out. It's a fantastic piece of history out of Martin's Cove, Wyoming. Also, shout out to Brian, because he drove the gearhead today. Yeah, we're in for a bit of a chilly one, I think. Gonna be a little overcast, a little breeze. There's Martin's Cove. The death place of hundreds of pioneers. Last time I was here was with my church, with our youth group, and I've been a couple times. I had to learn about the Mormon pioneers and walk where they walked and get a feel for what it was like, and I definitely appreciated it back then and learned a lot. But now riding through after all this distance being here, it's like seeing it with whole new eyes, looking at it. And even at this time of year, like, I'm lucky because they were coming through at the same time of year in 1856, but there was nearly 2 feet of snow and sub-zero temperatures. So even now, it's hard to not count yourself really fortunate, thinking about what they dealt with. And I'm here on horseback, you know, at least. They were walking, pushing handcarts. It's unimaginable. Well, guys, there's Split Rock. There's Split Rock Ranch. That'll be us tonight. Alright, guys, I'm in the bunkhouse at the Split Rock Ranch, cooking up some Sunday dinner, making up a cowboy classic. We got a sirloin strip, and some taters and some onions. Looks good enough to eat, huh? Alright, guys, let's talk about the theme. Let's talk about perseverance. I want you to think of someone that you perceive as successful, someone that you think has achieved something great. And then I want you to imagine what their life might be like. What would it be like to live in their shoes? Think about that for a moment. And I'd be willing to guess that I can guess what you're imagining, whether it be a celebrity or a famous athlete or CEO of a major company. Picture in their highest moment. Maybe a time they were celebrated by everyone else. Easy to guess because we have a pretty skewed view of people that we perceive as successful. It's easy to elevate people that are on top of the mountain because they're already up there. Society tells us to glorify success, which makes sense because if people don't accomplish anything, why else should we even care? But we all got our backs turned where the real lesson lies. We do a lot of staring at people on top of mountaintops, and yet we learn nothing. Most of us anyways. Because we all got our backs turned. When they're climbing the mountain, nobody cares. When they're making the ascent, only when they're up there. But that's where the real lesson lies, isn't it? 6,000 miles, 24 states and counting, over a year on the trail. People ask, how do you do it? And not like, how did you keep the horses in shape for that long, or how do you find places to stay? They really are asking, how do I do it after all this time?
Nelson Mandela said, "It always looks impossible until it's done." How do I do it? How do you eat an elephant? It's simple. One bite at a time. One footstep in front of the other. One pass. 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 1,000 miles. What is perseverance? It's starting, and it's not stopping. There's times in life where we're gonna hit walls. And maybe you got the tools in your tool belt to overcome it, to break through whatever it is that has held you up. But there's gonna be times you hit a wall, and that hurts, and you don't have what it takes to beat it at that time, whatever it is. And in the face of it, it appears like there's no way through, no way over, no way under. There's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations. I wondered if it was possible. Long before I ever even started, I wondered if I could do what I was anticipating doing. There's something I say often, and that is you should be engaged in something bigger than yourself. That you should be pursuing something bigger than what you are now. And the criteria for that, if you're wondering if the thing you're engaged in is bigger than you, also simple. Do you ever doubt? Do you ever wonder if you could accomplish it? Do you have a little bit of fear even? That's how you know. Because if you think about what you're engaged in right now as something that you have in the bag, that you have no problem accomplishing it, then you're not reaching big enough. You're not reaching far enough. Yeah, I wondered if I could accomplish this. And in my first few weeks, I wondered more than ever because it was trial after problem after problem. And I almost quit several times, multiple times for different reasons because I was hitting walls. And I just didn't think I was cut out for it. There's something in me called out and said, hit it again. What is perseverance? It's adapting. It's growing stronger. It's getting educated. It's doing whatever it takes and doing everything it takes. And after that, whatever's left, you leave to God. Because when you hit a wall enough times, you show that this is what you are after. You show who you are. That's when God throws you a bone. After everything you can do, He makes up the rest. And I know that to be true. It's a principle of faith. Out on these plains in Wyoming, thousands of pioneers cross step after step. Many of them walk the entire way. This is a land that holds a legacy of people who felt perseverance to their bones. So deep, many of them never ever reached what they were pursuing. Because even though many of them never even got to see the fruits of their labors, we're blessed to be able to learn from it. Take a lesson from the pioneers. Nothing worth having comes without struggle. You have everything to gain. Just start and put one foot in front of the other. And don't stop. When you hit a wall, you hit it again until you find a way through. If you're looking for a sign, this is it. Best one I can give you. Because I've changed my entire life. Because I didn't quit. And I'm not gonna now. Not ever. Thanks, guys. Glad you're enjoying these themes. Our final one on the Year of the Mustang journey is courage. Can't wait to talk with you about it. Till the next one.